You're all thank you. That. Oh, thanks for my subscription, Alakar. Appreciate that, man. See what we can do today. I warmed up elevator for like an hour, so we'll see. Thanks again for the sub. Yo, Jet, thank you. Thank you, Corn. I know Jack can probably hear me despite his thing, but I'm still gonna respond in chat. We're on turbo, so it's not too big of a deal. Yeah, I don't think that saves any time. It's just cosmetic. Still moving at the same speed as he would have been moving at if he was walking. Yeah, I was doing that back in April. I was having both. The problem with that is, like, then you lose time to mark both, if that makes sense. But I guess you only have to mark one of them. I think in theory that's true. I don't know if I trust it though. Like, if I really need those 5 seconds, I'll just go. But I think in most scenarios, I'm going to just take the 5 second penalty just to mark it, just to make sure. Because even when MC was doing it, like, he had just got past sample and the timer was already like half a second off. I mean, maybe by the time you get the beach box, it is fully synced up. It probably is what it is. But like, yeah, like even in Shinra, it's not quite synced up yet. Yeah, that is crazy, to be fair. Oh, no, I think the big reason why I'll be marking my RDT, I'm on a mech-owned PS2. So this PS2 is natively Japanese, but it's been modded to play American games. But I mean, in theory, NTSC-J and U are the same. In theory. But just because the fact I'm on the mech-owned PS2 means that I'm probably going to mark the RDT. Oh, okay. How much damage are we missing? Yeah, I don't know why for me, I just did half a circle press. And in practice it worked. I guess I was just getting lucky. I'm impatient too. Oh no, I got what you mean. Okay. I get impatient with beach blocks sometimes. Like marking the RGT there. I've rushed it sometimes and missed a minute because of it. But for Bronco, I think you're right. I'm just vibing and not like, you know, just patiently waiting for it. So I rolled 88, so we're missing 48 damage from an attack instead of a bolt that we did earlier. Shouldn't matter really, though. Yeah, I think I can safely not remove materia for apps with these attack rolls. It's a bit tempo mad, but... no, I think I'm wrong, actually. I rolled 21 during the tail phase the other day, and had a 40 attack on the Dark Scorpion, and I still low rolled apps, so... It's all just chance, really. It feels like, you know, if he does roll higher attacks at Dark Scorpion, it feels like you are more likely to get a good roll on apps. It's not guaranteed, though. Movement there on purpose. Yeah, I'm using a calculator. It's just, you know, I started off the fight with a cloud attack instead of a bolt. I was just working out in my head, because obviously I was using a calculator for the actual, like, HP. I was just working out what the missing damage is if I was to do bolt instead of attack. It was like 48, but it didn't matter in that fight. It didn't end up mattering. Because Cloud's bolt roll was like 88 and he attacked with 40s, which meant we were missing 48 damage, but ended up not really mattering, so... That was close. Legs 11. But yeah, I think if I was on a default PS2, like a default American PS2, I probably would just trust it more, but because I am on a Mechapone PS2, it makes me trust it less. In theory, it shouldn't matter. In theory, it should be the same, because it's not like I Mechaponed a PAL PS2 to play American. I Mechaponed an NTSC-J to play NTSC-U, so in theory, it shouldn't make a difference. But just in case there is a difference, I'm gonna mark the RDT, just because of that. But I think if I was on an American PS2, I probably would just leave it and just go with it. I mean, I think Saya did the same for his FF8 world record. Like, he mechaponed the Japanese PS2 to play American games, and all of his minips worked fine. I mean, you know, minips do work differently in FF8, but some of those minips are very precise, you know? I still worked on that. Like the late Quistis and the Zelcard minute, those are all frame-based, and you have to hit on the correct frame. Not necessarily on the correct frame. It's kind of like a snake. It's like a window of like a few frames, but like you still got to be precise with that. But I mean, IGT minips are basically snakes as well. That's like 30 frames. Oh, 30 visual frames. I've been failing that a lot lately. The Jesse skip was good, sure, but like, still feels bad to just mess up that movement right after. Pretty good split so far, so I'm gonna just hold Turbo here rather than switch to the Kiwami. Just gonna hold L2 down. Lost like 5 seconds to summer best. That's what I expect really though. Okay, I used a Braver, a Guard Scorpion, and also there's attack rules behind, so I'm not going to go into the menu perhaps. Yeah, it's weird. Normally, you only get 21 if he's, like, made mistakes. Most of the time, you can only go up to 20 with no mistakes. That time, I was allowed to go up to 21. But he didn't even scratch his head at all, so I'm not sure what allowed me to do it. Normally, what allows you to get 21 is if enough lag is generated from, like, them making mistakes and scratching their head. But that didn't really happen, like, a whole lot. So I'm not sure why I was allowed to get 21 there. Either way, we've got max score on PSX. It's cosmetic, but it still feels good. Sometimes it isn't cosmetic, sometimes they do just get 20. Based on what I previously believed, though, like, I didn't think there was a way for them to get 20 if you get 21. Like, I'm running under the assumption that, like, if they get a 20, then the max you can get is a 20. But if it is possible for them to get a 20 and you to get a 21, then getting a 21 does matter. But 99 times out of 100, getting 21 is just cosmetic. Like, sometimes on PSX, you can do your inputs perfectly and still only get, like, 20. Just because there wasn't enough lag generated on the screen. Which means if they get a 20, then you're fucked. I've had my runs die to that, though, like a couple of times. I've had a couple of runs die to it. Like, I get 20 and they get 20. Such a rare thing, but it does happen. I mean, in theory, you could take the time loss and still PB, but, like, you'd have a lot less cushion for later on. And you'd need, like, a really good lock later on. And then you'd be running against an extremely bad early game with, like, severely good RNG, like, later on. Which would feel like shit to run against. I mean, that's how my current PB feels like to run against, but it's not as severe as that. Like, the first 23 minutes of my PB are really fucking bad. I just got screwed and went for certain stuff and got punished because I was out by like 2 HP or something. I took risks. But combined with the risks I took, where I got punished for missing out on 2 HP, the escapes are also just really bad. So the first 23 minutes of my run are just, you know, it's terrible. And I missed a jump on elevator as well. Then later on it's harder to run against. But it's still not as severe as it would be if I somehow, you know, had to fight the people in the room that's on the right or around the corner from this. If I somehow did that and still managed to PB, then like the late game would like be even more like brutal to run against. I think I need a less subtle highlight colour for my splits now. The text is kind of hard to read. Like that? Okay, yeah, that looks better. I could just put the outlines back on, but yeah. I don't know, with this specific font, the outlines look kind of tacky. The reason I changed my font is because yesterday I booted up LiveSplit, and then, like, it defaulted, like, the font defaulted to, like, the default, like, LiveSplit font. I was like, oh, that's weird. And I tried to change it back, and it didn't show up on the list. So I was like, well, if I'm installing another font, I kind of want to find a font that looks like a little bit better. So I got like the Alexandria FF9 font and just installed that. I'm using Comic Sans now. I would try that, just for the meme, but might mess with my layout and save layout. It's made my splits look a bit smaller. The outline of Gemini, thank you. Yeah, now my splits are too small. I mean, I can change the size, but like, when you change the size of font on like LiveSplit, it really like changes the dimensions. So even if you change the font back to what it was, the dimensions are going to be different to what it was earlier. So I'm not going to do that. No, I should do that. Yeah, I mean, it's not quite a 35 3x, but as far as no crit variables and apps go, like, 35 4x, especially a lower 35 4x, is, like, pretty damn good. On solid discs, I feel like I can get, like, 35 40s, like, effortlessly, though. It feels like I can play a little bit slack and still get, like, a 35 40, like, pretty easily when I'm on Sonics. Aside from that one load in Reactor, like for the first two splits, solid discs don't make too much of a difference, but pretty sure in War Market they do. At least it feels like it does. Maybe I'm just playing worse than when I've been on my Sonics, who knows. Riddles. No riddles. It's like a 255. Well, we got 2 preemptives at least, but it still sucks. Add that for apps. Damn, not even a 41-41. Sad. Ah, who am I kidding? Our pace is now twice as good as it was earlier. Went from 8th to 4th. Now it's time to screw it all by doing something stupid like taking stairs. I'm not doing that. Taking stairs isn't stupid. I just dug myself into a hole where I need to do it, essentially. Oh, also, I was doing menu practice last night, and I was checking. I lose like a minute in my menus now, compared to when I was like actively grinding this game. I'm losing like a whole minute over the course of the run, compared to quality of my menus before. Still the slowest in the world, but like, you know, I kind of need more of a cushion now, since I'm expected to lose a minute over the course of the run just to menu in. Yeah. I mean, I was never like the Dust Bowl level. I never had like Dust Bowl level menus, or MC for that matter. Or Zeal, I guess. But like, I had decent menus before, but I have some very shit menus now. So I'm on burn distances on the discs, and I'm expected to lose a minute to menus, so I pretty much need to do it, essentially. I also kind of want to make the Costa to Coral IGT minute. Those only go up to like 205, so... I could generate my own, but I don't know where the sheet is. Like, I have the sheet for generating like all the other minutes, just not Costa to Coral. But I mean, it understandably only goes up to like 205, because it is kind of like a world record manip in a way. Like, that kind of manips, for like if we're going for competitive time. If your IGT is already over 205, then you're probably not going for competitive time anymore. It still would be nice to have it like stretched out though. I have made my own manips. I have like a 205.01 one, and I have a 205.02 one, but like past that, I don't really have anything. So yeah, I think Costa to Coral IGT minip is the main reason. Because if my IDT is like already over 205, then the run's already really bad. So if I get 2 encounters on the way to Coral Mountains, then that's just like, you know, it's just dead at that point. No chance of PBing. And my PB has right arm, so getting right arm steel is not going to help either. It's not going to save me. I'm gonna mash for this since it's a slow minute. Anything 193 or slower on the flow timer, I can justify mashing for. The reason I mash instead of turbo, it helps you get into the flow of it, and if we get it, it makes no difference really. I guessed incorrectly between -2 and +1, but we can back this up. I guessed +1 instead of -2, it was -2, but we can back it up, it's fine. Got to hit position 7 here, which is pretty scary. Nice. We got stone minute, lads. Let's go. We had an extra encounter, but that's fine. So there was a floor 17 -2 frame. Like 2 frames early, and there was one that was 1 frame late. I guessed 1 frame late when it was 2 frames early, but I was able to back it up, so you got me in head. What's up? Just gonna put these through. Should have maybe started off that limit, really, to be honest. Didn't end up critting there, so that is my ultimate select. Oh, he's gonna get a turn. Oh, never mind. Oh, sub-hour, finally. Sub-hour stone minute, let's fucking go. My PB gets a 1 hour 22 second here. So we're like 25 seconds ahead of our PB. Granted, my PB does get right arm, but still. Finally got a sub-hour entering Shinra split for the first time in months. Thank you, Moonhead. Was anyone paying attention to the IDT timer there? So, it was 32 Marco. I mean, it's a pretty small thing in my life split, but I'm wondering if anyone was, like, paying attention to it. Was it, like, 32 when I opened the menu? Or was it 31 when I opened the menu and it ticked over to 32? Was it synced up? Nice RNG minute. Now we're at 3 Bravers. I used 1 on the Cats fight. Yeah, I mean, the IGTs we use for Mayor Password, they are based off of fastest speed. Pretty sure. I mean, no, like the way you calculate it is like you do like mod, like whatever. But I have like just a image I look at. But I mean, maybe that calculation is based on the assumption that you're using FDS, I don't know. But I mean, if it hit 33 on the transition, then... But yeah, it sounds like it was pretty close still. Maybe after an hour it becomes fully synced up. But then, based on that assumption, maybe an hour after that it becomes out of sync again, who knows? Because, you know, if it's out of sync slightly, only very slightly an hour in, and then we're assuming that an hour later it's going to be fully synced up, surely that would mean, like, after an extra hour after that, it's going to become unsynced again. Even if only slightly. But yeah, thank you for checking out the cards. I don't know how this is going to last. Twitch letting me auto-publish my highlights. I don't know how long it's going to last. It's probably going to last another couple of weeks and I'll be like, yeah, copyrighted tracks again. Yeah, we're gonna undo that option for you, so it's no longer auto-highlighting or auto-publishing the highlights. Every time I change it, so it does that. After a couple of weeks, it's like, nope, we're detecting copyrighted tracks. But yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I'm glad that it's auto-publishing now. But yeah, thanks for checking. I guess you don't have to check, because there's the new Twitch feature where when you're subbed, you can, like, go back. Like how you can on every YouTube stream, even if you're not, like, a member. Smile. That's a pretty good feature of YouTube, we're gonna paywall it, though. Makes sense if, yeah. Like, if it does fold into place after a couple of hours, surely that means it's gonna go back out of place in a different, like, way. Like, after another hour. That's my assumption, yeah. Yeah. Lol. You getting rid of the Orc sport? Haha. We're gonna keep doing it. 1 year later. Slowly fucking remove it. Not having an Orc sport. What the fuck? You stupid. Even though, like, a few years ago, OnePlus, one of their adverts had, like, this phone comes with an Orc sport, and it's like, wow, what a fucking concept. I believe Sony smartphones still use a Orc sport. That's like the main selling point of them nowadays. Companies get rid of shit, then yeah. My main smartphone is a OnePlus though, but it's like several years old now. Nah, who am I kidding? I even felt late. I could feel that that triangle input was like slightly too late. I'm not gonna call that a scam. It's what it is. I think if I wasn't using input display, that might have worked though. But the whole reason I have the input display is so I can, show people that look how close my triangle input was. That's the whole reason I have it. Just so I can, like, I pressed the fucking button. I pressed it perfectly. You can even see it on the input display. That's the main reason. I'm gonna switch to my no right arm comparison. Yeah, I know, right arm only saves 5 seconds, so this comparison being like 2.5 minutes slower doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but... Just know that I have like 2 minutes to save on the bombs while split in this comparison. As long as I make the minutes. I mean, we can get like 3 or 4 encounters on the way to Junon and still save like a minute on this comparison. I'm gonna try holding up left here. I'll probably bonk though. Normally I have to be like halfway into that, like, dark beam. Okay. Oh, I didn't check my gil after the grunts fight. Do that now. I need to remember to do that menu. After sample, how much skill does sample give? Yeah, of course, yeah. So, 1071 minus 823, which makes sense because we did have that extra encounter and there was like 3 guards. Minus the 559, which my gear round was expecting. 264. So that's like 3 extra grenades I need to buy. Because they're like 80 each. That should put me roughly where I need to be. Doesn't have to be exact, as long as I'm within like 100 gil, like it'll work out. And if it doesn't, then I end up buying more stuff on Rocket Town anyway. Look at this DPS. I'm gonna do the 9 grenade strat for safety, so I can defend with someone. for gold here is fake, because I'm doing the menu afterwards to try and hit a better IGT. There's no need to do the motorway strat either, since since Cloud is very close to a menu. I actually just called Cloud Klaus. I have so much fucking brain rot from that game. Cloud only wishes he was that smart. But yeah, Cloud's very close to a limit, so unless Motorball misses when he bumps the pie like from behind, unless that misses Cloud, you're not guaranteed to get a limit. I had it happen last run, I thought, yeah, Motorball missed Cloud at the start. I'm glad we had the discussion about that video box on the left. It encouraged me to put the brightness up, and I think that actually helps with tracking the blows. I had the brightness set down to 0 with that filter I had on it before. Now I put it up to 100, it makes it slightly easier. Full credit. Bolt number 3. I mean, Cornfed was the one that like encouraged me to like mess around with the filters to begin with, but we optimised it further. Now people have a better understanding of what the fuck they're looking at. Sub 130, but we kind of cheated because I have to do the menu anyway. Still not a gold split despite that though. So that's 130.33 is what we're looking for. There is a 4 left, 4 menu at 34. So if we hit that, then I need to remember to do the menu in the 4th menu. 34, 4 left, 4 menu. And if we mess up Baron Skip, then there's a 40, which is 7 left, 7 down, which is terrible. And there's a 51 with nothing. I might have went too far on one of those left inputs. No, we didn't. Okay, I guessed correctly. Nice. Still gonna get 1 encounter. Because those are the minutes I go for. I don't go for the 0 ink. Because I'm really bad at counter arm swings. It's the reason I'm so bad at Jesse Skip. But the fact we got the encounter that far means we've hit the minute. Cool. Not bad. $132.34 for the Chocobo minute. I need to remember not to do the menu after this encounter skip because we still need to be active. That was a close one, huh? If we had gotten that encounter a moment earlier, the run would be dead. Just dropped that reacts. Alright, I need to remember to buy 3 extra grenades here. Hit cloud. Bit concerned about the cloud's limit. I mean, 9 times out of 10, the wave will hit cloud and you'll get the limit anyway, but sometimes it misses, especially if defending them. We need that limit for J-Buck. Attack here. Perhaps attack is slow, but it's not as slow as this enemy's move. Fucking, like, tornado move, super slow. This can sub one for you. Because we got that last hand not drop, we still have 300 extra gil as well. Which means we can probably buy an extra molly. Might even be able to buy an extra high port. Yeah, if this is a good bottoms well, I'll buy an extra high port and Junon. If it's a bad bottoms well, I'll just buy an extra molly later. I haven't been paying attention to my party members' HP. I think it should be fine though. We're getting on the boat, guys. We're getting on the fucking boat. And we've got Stone Minute, so the next split should be fast as well. We'll lose a little bit of time to not be on Sonics, but the amount we save for getting Stone Minute should be more than enough to make up for that. Okay, I didn't do it yet. Shouldn't really make a difference though. Okay, yeah. Tifa doing hit instantly, yeah, made no difference now. So there's 4 grenades after the limit goes through. And that was the same, so. Are you a stream late, KOD? Last stream I got to bottom as well. Got to do the motorball menu. And then we didn't have Byron in the fight. But since we did get Stone Minute, that means we can't make any mistakes in the Force Dealer milling game. I mean, technically you can, but you never know what seed you're going to be on. With the Stone Minute, you're basically more likely to get a Force Dealer milling game with less turns, but having less turns means that if you make mistakes, you're more likely to not be able to make up the amount of points that you need. my neglecting buying. I mean, we got first try. Kind of sloppy mover there. Oh, movement there. Apart from towards the end. Movement was kind of sloppy. Okay, yeah, I mentioned earlier I sold a last hand knot, which gave us 300 extra gil. So we should be able to buy a high point here, top of the usual shop that I do. I could just buy an extra molly later, but it's nice to have an extra high port, just in case Dine decides to misbehave. Those death calls right before Dine, they do drop high ports sometimes, but it's not guaranteed. It's also good to have a high port in case you roll like a 75 and Material Keeper as well, because then it could be the toast match strat. But the beach pods can also drop a high port, but that is also not guaranteed. I'm gonna practice this because we've got Stone Minute. It's not great for the stone range, really, but I think a lot of the moves are generally fast. Yeah, that was pretty bad, though. There's a chance this might not be a sub 2J buff, but that's fine. I'm not on Sonic, so it's not too much dishonor if I don't get sub 2J buff. If I get sub 2J buff, it'll be down to lock. Down to me making bulking mistakes like that. Down to me bulking like that. Let's try moth grab errors here. Shitty menu, whatever. I didn't even need to put a Shiva on Cloud. I didn't even have to do that. I just noticed that it was going to take me a while to put Steel on Tifa, so I just cut my losses and just did it. It's not going to matter though. cross slash. Good to know. Really? On the same person that landed twice. Fantastic. Sub 2 kill, but not a sub 2 split. Sadly. But we got cross slash, but we are down 1 pace placement. But we do have cross slash, so we're pretty much essentially still in the top 5. If it weren't for that menu mistake, we could have been sub 2. But I mean, had I not went for that menu strat, like, before mobile, where I do the menu after, I wouldn't have hit, essentially. The reason my material is in different slots is because I decided to do the menu mobile strat, where I do the menu after mobile to hit a lower RGT, and that put my material in different spots, so... Had I not done that, we wouldn't have been able to get a time this low anyway, so... Just right arm lock now? Yeah. I mean, provided I actually hit the minute there. Still a 208. Oh, pace placement is going to go down after dying, but... or up, I guess. Yo, thank you. Yeah, we're out of my PB right now. But not for long, because my PB got right on. But my PB had like a 20909 Coral Mountains and like a 20025 JBath. So we're ahead for now, but maybe with an incredibly lucky laser fight, we can still be ahead after dying, but it's unlikely. You know how it goes. We have cross slash though, so we don't need to worry about using extra limits on that fight. Elevator.
It's not over yet.
Elevator, there was a floor 17 on 1 frame late and 2 frames early. I assumed 1 frame late, but it was 2 frames early. So we got an extra encounter in the elevator as well, but that's fine. We still finished off the Manip with Stone Manip, which didn't end up really mattering because we still got a pretty bad 4-stealer minigame. Which, you know, still saved time over my old PB. And saved time over my latest run. But didn't save as much as I'd hoped from getting Stone Manip, but still saved time overall on that split, even if it was pretty slow. Do I have that in my sheet? Let's see. Do I have it written down? Each club. No. Well, at least on my Excel sheet, it doesn't like tell me which one's a side. But you're right. That would make up for it a bit if I intentionally aim for a side attack. It's probably going to be about 229. Yeah, I'll wait for a side attack on purpose. Unless we don't use the limit during the Deathclaw fight. If I don't end up having to use my limit there, then I'll just like go for the fastest one. I'll go for the faster IDT, but if we end up having to use my limit in the fight, then yeah, I'll do that. That will make up some of the time for sure. Okay, I am, like, on my RGT thing, I do have the negative timer offset, but since I'm on a Mechapone PS2, I still don't trust it, so I am still just going to mark the RGT. As always, there's like a 26-27 second, like, diff between RTA and my life split RGT. Try and use that to predict where I'm going to mark it. Sacrifice a few seconds. Which could make the difference between us making a good Manip for beach bugs or not, but unlikely. I'm not going to chance it on the region mod on PS2. But yeah, as you can see, my IGT is at the top of the screen, so if any of you care enough to pay attention to that, you can see how close it is to my menu IGT. And then I can look back in the mod layer and come to a conclusion about whether I want to continue marking the IGT or whether I just want to like rely on it. Oh yeah, that's right. I changed my layout earlier, so the marking IDT thing might not work. Let's see, 1953. Oh no, you guys won't be able to see how close it is because I've already put the number into the program. Can't overwalk here. Alright, guess we're doing the FEC strat then. Oh, not the FEC strat, but the strat that FEC brought up. I guess we're doing that. It worked out better for that fight that I used the limit, despite already having cross slash. Because it gave me priority on the enemy that didn't take a turn. And yeah, then it was like petrified, so I could just finish off grenade, stop it from taking turns. And that manip was incredibly fast. Holy shit. So we've got a 222.17 here. My PB gets a 222.41. So that's like 24 seconds difference. So we're still going to be behind PB. Not from right on, essentially. Tranquilize clouds so it doesn't have a limit. Oh, you mean in the heart, or do you mean now? Yeah, imagine doing that. No, for RD, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, they had cross slash, so I may as well have like tranquilized them to better prepare for the beach bombs later. It's true. 69 MP, let's go. Oh, did my latest finish wrong? Get a right arm here as well. That's fine. Not quite in some 640 pace anymore. I mean, we are with counter-attack, but what's the fun in that? So I'm gonna wait for a side attack, and if it involves menus, then I'll do my menu on one of those menus. There's no reason to be scared, because I'm just going to end up going for Bronco to Coral Minute and then messing that up and losing like a minute anyway, so... Do or die. Already had a cross slash anyways, yeah. Sorry. My brain is in the fucking clouds. Fog brain, not even thinking about it. Like, well, duh, he had a limit there. Yo, see how's it thinking? Should have defended. And on my own though. I'm just gonna go. And do a mini attack. Free so far. One, two. Messed up this menu slightly. Damn it. Definitely lost like 20 seconds here. Looks like 21 seconds, 21, 23 seconds, something like that. Yeah, shame I lost like 21, 23 seconds messing up the menu right after. But we got the encounter minute, that's the most important thing. It just sucks to lose that much time. That's like 4 times as much time as Zeal lost the other day, accidentally going into PHS. And it didn't even end up mattering because, like, had he not done that, he would have had to wait like 6 seconds for the next IDT anyway. As good as it can be. I mean, technically you can save a mini by doing 73 and 26. You know that, but yeah, it was a 73, 25, 1 mini hit. I was thinking, well, you need to attack Tifa with yourself anyway, the way I do it. But, you know, there's a way to have the rolls where you don't have to do mini, so you save the time that mini takes, basically. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Mini stock first drive, so... beggars can't be choosers. The fact that even stock first try was just like great. Alright, got my CMS IDTs. I'm not looking at those IDTs, I'm just using the images that are on that sheet. Control plus. Playing off the window projector on OBS for the Bronco to call on there. But I'm gonna go for if the if the Palmer splits worse than like a 247.22, which it most likely will be. I'll go for it. Me neither, Beck. Last time I was in a voice chat with Cornfed, like I managed to get like I got like 3 times towards the end of it, but that was like a 5-hour session, and then the next day it just like I just can't do it. I just couldn't do it anymore. Up until the part you get off the Bronco, I've been looking at my OBS just because it's easier to see the pixels than on my CRT. Which I'm using because I'm using input display. Play off of OBS, at the very least until I get off the Bronco, and then look at my TV for the rest. But yeah, I've gotten it like 3 times in practice after like a long like 5-hour session with Cornfed, but I haven't been able to get it since then. I even did one looking at the CRT the whole time, but it just went out of my head. Yeah, my PB gets a 247.22 Palmer, and it has an incredibly good traversal to Temple. So, you know, if we have worse than that, like if we have worse than like a 247.22, okay. I'll put Yoshi on now. I don't think Kate got attacked. Yeah, okay. Good call. Fucking stupid. Yeah. I thought K didn't get attacked at MK. Yeah, my traverse to temple in my PB is insane, so if we get worse than the 247.2 and we don't get it, then it's really bad, because probably not on a PB at that point anyway. This is looking very much like my PB, Palmer. Okay, not quite as bad. I think I'm going to be going into my menu to swap my stuff on Tifa over the K anyway. Oh, sorry, no. Yeah, Kate's learn bar isn't particularly accurate, so... I didn't mean to activate my flow timer now. Yeah, PB has a 247.2 partner, and it had a very, very, very good reversal to Temple, so if we don't get it, then it's like, no, we probably won't with PB anyway. So let's just go for it. Alright, thank you. Hope it goes well. Oh, I hope you have a good day. Thank you. Man, the segment timer already being at like 5:24 is so fucking mad. I've lost like a minute and 40 seconds to my PB already. Let's see. That's my no right arm splits. We might still be ahead of this comparison after Temple. Our pace placement's going to go up to at least like 12 or something. Maybe even like 24. Oh yeah, that's right. If I add the detailed timer on, it obstructs the screen more. If I add the detailed timer back in the future, I need to turn off the IGT thing on my OBS first. This isn't even a sub-3 gondola. I think it might be, actually. It's not saying a lot, though. Yeah, this one's dog shit. It's not even a sub-3 gondola finish. For those who aren't aware, this is just my inner temple split. I don't want to add just an actual split for that, because it will mess with my average segments, so I just have it as like a separate comparison. might have underwalked that. But honestly, I don't really care. We underwalk, we underwalk. We might have overwalked even. Forget about this. If I change the third person, I need to like change the bad. Leave him. So we're like a minute and a half behind my PB right now. Still possible, but you know, my late game menus are very rusty. Probably lose like at least 40 seconds to those. I think realistically, with how sloppy my menus are at the moment and how shit my movement is, as shown in Gongaga there, yeah, PB's probably not gonna happen. I'm still getting no right on PB though, which doesn't really mean a whole lot because my no right on PB is like 2.5 minutes slower than my actual PB, and right on only saves like 30 seconds. So it really doesn't fucking mean anything, but... But yeah, despite messing up Vodka at the Coral minute, we still only lost like a minute. I think we were roughly like 30 seconds behind my PB coming out of Palmer. No, it was less than that, it was more like 10 to 20 seconds. Still though, like 70 seconds lost, like... We lost 70 seconds to a split that like already had like a really good reversal to Temple, so... It's not too bad. Could have been a lot worse, but I mean, we didn't get the spiderweb still. I think the fact that went for a 0 ink minute from Coral to Bronco, and we didn't get an encounter going into Gongaga, I think that's like the biggest deal there, really. I think since we can't really PB anymore, I can justify saving before J-Life. Which means I can cheat. I'm probably gonna have to, like, cheat and skip the watering until I fix up my movement on Gongaga again. I really hate that second screen. First one's not too bad, you just hold L1 and left. Second one, like unless I'm on top of it, it like really cracks the whole. Even when I can remember what setup was, I was still like maybe wasting like 2 or 4 step ID there sometimes. Now I'm wasting more than that though. Definitely. Need to look at the input display for my PB and see what I was doing to replicate that movement. I mean, even though my PB, I ended up skipping the Aura Ring, but my movement was definitely still better on Gongaga. I just wasted movement on the Water Ring screen. Okay, I've already put Yoshi on. since we can't really PB anymore, I can justify just saving before jail life after skipping the watering. And then after that, if we do get a prolonged and the pace is really bad after that, then we just pop in the CSR disk. And Cloud has a max HP of like 594, which is pretty concerning. Last run that got the Red Dragon, he opened up Bio on Cloud and it was a 599, and I killed him. If that happens this run, I can justify trying to like back it up because, you know, we're a minute and a half behind, not 3.5 minutes behind. So, you know, I can justify taking the time to pick him back up and try and recover the fight. When I was 3.5 minutes down and that happened though, like, it wasn't worth it. Just hit the reset button. Pretty bad rolls, so I'm going to try and do a second attack here. Okay, so my PB did have a bad Demon's Gate fight, but we also stole the Spider Web, so we could get out of their way. We're expected to lose at least 20 seconds to my best segment here, because we don't have Spider Web, and also we don't have dice, so we can't do the MC strat. But my PB did have a really bad Demon's Gate. So maybe we can claw like 5 seconds back, even without dice. Maybe. Probably more like 20. If it's a good fight, we'll probably save like 20 seconds. Save time over my latest finished run, which my latest finished run also went for Bonker Minute and messed it up, but it's good we saved time over that. So far. 4.5, but they're low rolls, so it's probably not 4.5 yet. I'm gonna risk it despite the low rolls. Please still have barrier. Okay. You should be pushed into Demon's Rush after this as well. He's not. Okay. Well, it's going to be now, so just let time flow there. That's fucking stupid. He needs 18 to kill. Yeah, that's just a skill issue. Oh man. That is entirely on me. I got a bit too overconfident there, wasn't counting damage. He was at 17.5. Yeah, okay, so I think if we didn't have low rolls there, the fight would have been finished. Because it was at 13.5, and then Deemskid took his turn, so I was like, okay, well, I guess 2 more. So that's 15.5, and then he had 2 hits there, and a molly at the end. That would make 18 if the damage rolls were high enough, but they weren't, so unfortunate. Still skill issue, unfortunately. I mean, I'm pretty sure I added up to 18, but the rolls were low, so it's still skill issue. I was able to notice the fact that the rolls were low, so I should have high port cloud there at the end. So it's still skill issue, essentially. Is what it is. I could sit here and bitch about the rolls being low, but the fact I noticed it and still didn't adapt to it, you know. They're still on me. I should have been adept in this scenario. I took note of the fact that I was having low rolls, so it's still, you know, still just a skill issue, unfortunately. Alright, I'm gonna eat and then decide what I want to do next. But yeah, we were you know, almost 2 minutes behind. And we didn't have spiderweb, so PB was pretty much not a possibility at that point anyway, but it's still, you know, it's still on me. We could have continued and played the rest out for practice, but I just got a bit too overconfident there. So my averages were 648.42, medians were 6.79. What my average is going to be now? 6.47. Median's down to 646, okay. Yeah, I got a bit too greedy. I think if we didn't have low rolls on the attacks, it would have finished the fight off. I tried to finish the fight off with a molly instead of Hypot and Cloud. But we had low rolls, so I should have just Hypot Cloud. Like, I noticed the low rolls, and I still just didn't Hypot Cloud right at the end, like right before the fight was about to end, and then Demon's Rush killed us. Should have just threw a Hypot and Cloud. I mean, the barrier is out, so Cloud could have got crit, but he didn't get crit there, so... You know, we would have finished the fight had I not gone so greedy about it. It is what it is. Fucked it, lads. Sorry, mates. Can grab something to eat and then decide what I want to do after. Yeah, so I actually forgot it's my brother's birthday today. It's probably just as well. Demon's Gate killed the run. Just as well. I got greedy because, yeah, it worked out. I forgot my brother's birthday's today, so. Hang out and be social and stuff. I hadn't been paying attention to the, like, date, really. I mean, I was paying attention to the days, but not like the number. It is my brother's birthday today, so. Yeah, probably just call it there. Yeah, that is that Demon's Gate fight is a perfect example of how not having spiderweb, yeah, the fight can just go south like super fast. And you end up taking risks, like running out of barrier, like you'll still like try and just get attacks in anyway, and yeah. Yeah, spiderweb saves about 20 seconds on average, and it makes the fight like a lot safer. That fight was like a very good example of how like not having spiderweb can go very bad. In no long range route, you pretty much need the spiderweb, otherwise you're almost guaranteed to lose the fight. And it would just be a really slow fight, even if you do survive. So like, no long range, they have to guarantee the steal, but I'm not on no long range, so my character gets petrified. I'm just gonna flee and not like take like the 40 or the, like 45-second time loss or whatever it is. I'll send you over to Kato. Make sure he kills these enemies and gets the chocobo. Oh, he put greens on the chocobo, so he's guaranteed that he's going to get the chocobo. Alright. Santa, what does that mean, by the way? I've been seeing that everywhere. I don't get it. Do you know what it actually means? Nice try. Oh, okay. Fucking hell, I'm stupid. I've been thinking about that for fucking months. Alright, thank you. Yeah. I'm a fucking boomer. Oh, yeah. I wish KO luck. Peace. Thank you, Xanto. Bye.